get some folks in here before we start. Hopefully this works. Hey, somebody joined. So I guess it's working. Looks like it's working. We got a couple of people in here. Got 2 people on YouTube, which looks like that's about half my viewers. So I think some people that have done this before can probably tell me. I think if you set up a StreamYard account, I'll be able to see who's talking instead of it just saying Facebook user. What's going on, everybody? We got about 30 people in here, so I won't keep wasting time. So I'll try to watch the comments and stuff too. This is, like I said, this is the first time I've used this to stream to 2 places at once, and I almost set up my phone to do Instagram as well, but decided against it. What's up, Kit? Yeah, I see that. Yeah, okay. So what's going on, everybody? Obviously everybody knows who I am. I'm going to try to not get distracted by these comments the whole time. I do want to answer comments. I know people are going to have a lot of questions. That's the point of this. So first things first, thank you everybody for the just excitement around these Raptors. I'm super excited for them. I just can't wait for them to show up. I know I just got prototypes and we haven't even placed the order yet, but I'm ready for these to be in people's hands. They're just awesome. A couple people that I'm friends with locally, we went to lunch last week and they got to see them and awesome feedback. So I can't wait. Can't wait to get these to everybody. And this is not going to focus, is it? There we go. So just like the Jaeger, similar grind, hollow grind, flat swedge across the top. This is horrible. I know I should use my phone. There we go. Same finish on the frames as well. I set up a light back here, seems to help a little bit. So same finish as the full titanium Jaegers, blue anodized collars, blue anodized thumb studs, and blue NO on the back spacer. So like I said, this will be one of the versions. This was one of the first ones I had initially planned on doing. Just super clean. You can see the pivots are concave like I've been doing on my customs. I changed up the collars a little bit from my customs. I wanted to have like a full sweeping look to it. So we've got domed collars with the concave concave pivots. So it kind of flows over the collar into the pivot. I also did a concave dimple on the thumb studs. What's really cool about this knife for me is obviously I do all my own designs. I didn't know how to do any Fusion 360 3D CAD work at all with the Jaeger, and I actually didn't 3D the Jaeger. It was all to my specs, but a friend of mine helped me with the 3D on it. But I was learning where I could, when I could, and just, you know, when I'm not in the shop, nighttime, after kids are in bed, you know, I was sitting on the computer basically teaching myself how to draw in Fusion. So here's the other one. I actually drew and 3D modeled these myself in Fusion 360. And the only details that I did not do myself in Fusion was the lock bar insert, and there's something else they tweaked. They tweaked the geometry, the stop pin location. So I'll do a full disassembly video and stuff on these another day, probably when I get them. But the stop pin is actually pressed into the blade, and the track is milled into the frames on these. It's really, you probably won't be able to see it in there. It's going to be too hard to see. You can kind of see the stop pin up there, but it's a pretty cool design that they changed it to. So looking at the back of the blade, it's different from the Jaegers. You don't see the stop pin. It's all closed. And I like that. It's a little bit cleaner look. You know, nobody really pays attention to the back of the knife anyway, but it's just those little details I like. So other than that, I drew everything myself. The thumb studs on these are my own custom thumb stud that I drew up. It's not a run-of-the-mill thumb stud that they use on anything else. Same thing with the pivots and the collars. You know, it's all my own designs. And for some reason, the prototype on this one, they didn't do the machining inside. They'll all be weight reduction pockets internal. You can kind of see them if this will look through that hole. Probably won't focus, but down inside, you can kind of see that pocket, that kind of square rectangle here inside the hole is some of the internal milling. But with these being so slim, this one's like 3.6 ounces with the holes and the internal milling done on the lock side. Like I said, this will have the internal milling done on the production run, but even as it sits right now without the internal milling, it's only 0.3 ounces heavier. You can't hardly hold them and feel the difference in them. Yeah, whoever said their belt satin's really nice. Their belt satin's perfect, better than any other OEM company out there. Trevor, yes, these are the next production run. Yeah, and that's mainly the reason for doing this video today, is to show these, take some questions, and let everybody know about pre-orders and all that good stuff. So I'm checking comments real quick. If anybody's got questions, whatever, let me know. Timascus clips or pivots. Yes, I should be getting some Timascus kits in. Pocket clips, pivot collars, and back spacers are the plan. I'm still getting all that confirmed. I don't have the third version. So these were the two that I got. And then these were the two that I posted initially. Well, then we had a few people say, what about satin blade with the holes? And for whatever reason, I hadn't thought about it. So I posted pictures of the satin blade with the holes. I actually had to swap all the pieces around between the two to make that work. So all the pictures and the videos and stuff that you've seen me post of the satin blade, this one with the holes, is because I had to take them apart and swap everything. So I didn't want to have, you know, a mixed match set, because the black blade and the frames like this are not going to be a combo. So I didn't even want to put it together. DLC no holes. Yeah, I've had a few people ask for DLC no holes, but it's just not what I wanted to run. I wasn't even sure I wanted to do the other version with the satin blade with the holes until I got these in. I swapped them within like 10 minutes of me getting these in. I actually swapped them around to see how it looked, and ended up liking it a lot. And everybody else has seemed to like it a lot as well. So that's why I decided to add the third version. Let's see if we pre-order one, we can hand delivered by kit. I don't think I want Kit hand delivering these. As much as I like Kit. What was the Raptor blade you showed earlier with the hole and some studs? So I'll go grab it real quick. It's just the blade. There seems to be a little confusion between what I've been posting today and these. So I know they're similar, and that's one reason why I did this. So this is a Raptor. This is a Warthog. Similar blade shape, but it's actually they're two different completely. This is custom. These are production. I don't plan on introducing any more of my customs as production models. The Jaeger was kind of a one-time deal. I was known for the Jaeger already, so I wanted to get my name out there with a production knife on a design that people already knew. So that's why I did that. So I get asked for Takas, I get asked for Warthogs, the Falke versions, mini Jaegers with Fullers. Highly unlikely any of that will ever happen. I like the customs as customs. I don't want to take all my customs and turn them into productions. It's just not what my plan is for this. So you probably won't see any other custom versions, like I said, in a production. So Warthog, Raptor. Yes, they are similar. Now, one thing that was pointed out to me that I actually missed at first, if you go back and look at the drawings of these, I might be able to pull up a thing on here and share the screen. I've not done it yet, so I may not even mess with it. This is basically a full drop point. The actual version that I drew is not really a full-blown tanto, but there's kind of an angle here instead of just a sweep. It's more angular. So, sorry, somebody's bugging me. I addressed that with them. I think part of the reason why it came out like this, because I went back and looked at the drawings that they sent me. I believe in the sharpening process, it's such a slight little angle. It actually sharpened it out because the way it's most likely sharpened in one swooping motion, being production, it probably got sharpened out. So I did mention it. They're going to do their best to keep it. I really want to see if I can pull up a picture. Let me see if I can get it so everybody can see what I'm talking about. I know I posted the drawings in the group, so I'm going to see if I can pull up the Facebook page real quick where the drawing is and screen share it. So while I'm doing that, I will go ahead and let everybody know pre-orders will be this week, most likely Thursday. I'm going to confirm all that tomorrow and just let everybody know 100%, but most likely go ahead and plan for now Thursday evening. Whenever I post a date and time, that will be set in stone. So just so everybody knows, and y'all can get ready for that. Y'all are awesome in this Facebook group lately because I'm having to scroll way down to find those photos. Here we go. Pull this up, see if I can screen share this. So like I said, I was talking about the angle of the blade. There. So I hope everybody can see that. There we go. I know it's on there now. So if you look on there, you can see at the front, it's almost like a slight tanto tip. That is not actually on the prototypes. And I didn't even catch it. Someone else had pointed it out to me in the comments when I posted the prototypes. So I asked them to address that. Hopefully they can fix it and take care of that. We'll see. Excuse me. I can't guarantee it because, like I said, whoever hopefully that Slight Tonto gets it. Yeah, me too. I don't see why they couldn't, but unfortunately, that's the only aspect of this knife that I cannot guarantee. How long will pre-orders be open? I usually plan to leave it open for a week. They've all closed early because of selling out. I'm probably going to list most of the whole run. I mean, there's close to 400 of these being done, which is more than I did of the Jaegers. So I don't have exact numbers yet. Obviously, everybody knows I work with some dealers like Knife Joy and EDC Foundry, Fanatic Edge as well. So there will be some going to some dealers. I don't know exact numbers, but most of the run, 75–80% at least, if not more than that, will be available through the pre-order. I still want to have most of the sales go through me and my own website. I like being able to provide that. Not everybody does that. There's a lot of guys in my position that just go straight to dealers and that's it. But I like doing them myself. I don't see why more guys don't do it. I enjoy it, and we'll see. Trevor, probably, because I've had a lot of people mention they want one of each version. I will probably see if I can limit it to one of each version. If I cannot limit to one of each version, or I might be able to set a limit to just 3 products total, because that's going to be the only thing on the website available for sale. So if I set it for, one of each or 3 total, I may just set it for 3 total. I believe I can do that. Because I don't want people going in there and, buying up. I doubt it'll happen. It hasn't happened in the past. Buying up, 7 or 8 of these things and then turning around and selling them to people who didn't get them immediately. I don't enjoy it when people do that. It's just, it pisses everybody off, and it pisses people off who really wanted one that for whatever reason happened to miss out. And then they either can't pay secondary, don't want to pay secondary pricing. It is what it is, but hopefully that won't happen. But most likely there will be a 3 knife limit, and that's mainly to allow people who want one of each version to be able to purchase one of each version. Ballpark figure on Damascus dark tie parts. It is going to be Mokutai from Chad Nichols. That is what I have sent them. I don't know pricing yet. I probably won't know pricing until I get them here. They usually bundle all that into the invoice. That was the plan. It's my dirty secret, That's all I wanted productions for, so people hunt down my customs. This will be my first non-Spyderco. I'll take that. Speaking of Spyderco, we'll go a little off track. Anybody else order one of these? S90V PM3 ultra lightweight, Tiffany blue. I'm not much for colors a lot of times, but I really like that for some reason. It actually came in today. I like it a lot, and I've been wanting an ultralight PM3 anyway. Mokume sets, that I do not like Mokume. It is not my favorite material. I don't really like working with it, so there will never be Mokume sets. One thing I have thought about doing, which I don't know if it'll happen on these, I have thought about doing Zerk sets just to mix it up, because people like the black of the zirconium and don't always care for Damascus. I don't think it'll happen this go, but I do want to offer Zerk parts in the future on some of this stuff. Let's see. I don't think I've missed any questions. Yeah, so y'all shoot me some questions. I've kind of covered everything that I wanted to talk about. Pre-order will be paying full, yes. Just like all my ones in the past, full payment on these. Sezzle will be available, so that's a good question. Yes. Oh, wrong one. Yes, agree on the Zerk. That's a good one too. Yes, pre-order pay in full. Sezzle will be available. Here's the deal with Sezzle, and I'm sure a lot of you have seen this with like Knife Joy. I don't think Shop Pay will be enabled, because I don't think Shop Pay, or I know Shop Pay is not set up on my website, and I don't feel like getting shut down. So back to Sezzle. Sezzle slows everything down. So what happened with me in the past, and I know has happened to guys like Knife Joy and stuff with big drops of limited knives, and you've got a lot of people going for them. For one, the website has issues, which if that happens with this drop, I'm sorry, there's only so much control that I have over Shopify. So like right now with the issue of people, it seems to only be on iPhones where you can't edit your address when you create an account. Everybody with Android seems to be fine. PC seems to be fine. I don't know. They have yet to come up with an answer for me. But Sezzle slows everything down because it takes longer to check out. So what happened with the Jaeger drop, whenever they showed up and I had like the last 30 of them posted and they sold out, I ended up overselling one of each version, because of Sezzle. It takes longer to check out, and therefore I had, say 10 full titanium listed. I ended up selling 11 or whatever the actual number was because of Sezzle. So most likely from now on, if I do have drops of 20, 30 knives that are ready to ship like that, Sezzle probably won't be available because of that issue. With the pre-order, because there's going to be a couple hundred listed, I will have Sezzle enabled, because the people that get on initially to do it within the first 20, 30 minutes or so, when there's usually the initial rush, I think there should be plenty available to where that's not an issue. So I will obviously be keeping extras held back. I did with the Jaegers for warranty. That way, if there was any issues there, which there wasn't, Riot's just too good, and I didn't have an issue with any of them. So long story short, no Shop Pay, credit card only. There's no PayPal, no Venmo, none of that stuff through my website. It's direct credit card input or Sezzle. That's it. Because according to everybody else, I sell weapons, which is stupid. There's no, no over travel. And yes, there is a lock bar insert. All of anything you ever get from Riot like this will have a lock bar insert. So hardened steel lock bar insert, ceramic detent, ceramic bearings as well. I don't like over travels, because to me, the reason they put it in there is because your lock bar is too thin and too soft. And the reason they put the over travel in there is because you can push it too far and bend it back and it'll stay put. Well, these won't happen. I mean, if you took the clip off, you'd have to wrench that thing over. You couldn't push it hard enough with your thumb to get it to stay. So no need for an over travel. ETA on shipping right now, what I was quoted, obviously I haven't finished the pre-order, and everybody knows the reason for the pre-order is to help pay for the run. So obviously the run hasn't been paid for, but most likely end of September is once the pre-order is done and the invoicing for Riyadh is paid, I will have a more definite date. But right now it's looking like the middle to the end of September. I've always offered worldwide shipping. Everybody seems to have it's worked out. Canada, I'm sure you probably know, I have to ship it separate. So one box, blade and the frames are separated, and then you have to assemble it. I've done that in the past, and it seemed to work. YouTube videos, doubtful. Mainly I set up the YouTube channel for stuff like this, and I'm planning on doing some videos of kind of assembly, disassembly, like little maybe maintenance on the productions. But as far as any kind of shop work and stuff, I don't have the time. The only reason that one video is on there now is because I'd saved it for Instagram, and I figured I was like, well, I may as well just post it somewhere. Blade show knives, auction. I've got a couple sitting here. I'll pull those out in a minute. A couple of the ones I've finished. Yeah, that would probably work if it was more defined, but I don't want it to be more defined. I want this to be either a full-on drop point or a sort of like modified drop point. I don't want a tanto. That wasn't the design behind it. That was the design of this, is to be more of a traditional blade with an aggressive, you know, top swedge, real thin, lightweight. It's so cliche, but everyday type of knife. You know, I don't really ever put frills on here. I mean, I said at one point I never do speed holes in a production, but here we are. So I like to design the productions for usability, you know. Even my customs, you know, some of them look super pretty with all the fancy materials, but they're all built to use. You know, none of these are dainty. You know, you can use them every day and they're going to hold up. That's the whole point of me making a knife in general. Let's see. The satin blade with the holes on the website is its final configuration. Black oxide handle, bronze color stud. So it's not black oxide handle. It's just a really dark. This is actually a dark. Come on. The light makes it a little bit brighter than what it looks like in person. It's a little darker. So this is a darker sandblast with a stone wash over it, and then the black DLC blade. So it's a darker, it's a more aggressive blast than the bead blast on these. So this is obviously a bead blast with no tumble, just like the Jaeger titanium versions. So the satin blade version with the holes is identical to this, but with the satin blade. Still will have the bronze hardware, the holes, the frames will be the same. It'll be identical. There's a spine shot. You can see how thin these are. A lot more contouring on these. Obviously, the Jaeger had zero contouring. It was just that big chamfer all the way around it. This will not focus. There we go. I need a better webcam, but we'll make do. Let's see some more questions. So my favorite is the satin blade with the holes. Unfortunately, like I explained earlier, I had to mix and match the two that I got. I don't have all three versions. I had to mix and match these to create that one. So unfortunately, I can't show it, but that's by far my favorite. Yeah, the prototypes will be with me. That's all I'm going to have. You know, that's in a month, and these aren't going to be ready till September. Let's see. What did I miss on comments? Oh, I got a lot of catching up to do. Somebody said credit card number is best. That's usually the fastest. Yeah. Everybody has issues with PayPal and Venmo. You know, I'm not going to get into that. They're a third party company. They can shut down people for whatever they want. You sign their terms and conditions when you signed up. I mean, I don't like it. I don't agree with it, with the way they do it, but it's their company. They can do what they want. And I was just, not to call anybody stupid, but I feel like I was just smart enough to avoid it. You know, I saw it happening to everybody else, and there was no point in me having the same thing happen. You know, so whenever I did my first pre-orders and stuff, I completely changed over to Shopify, dropped PayPal, and went straight to direct credit card input for even my first Jaeger run almost 2 years ago. So I've never had issues with PayPal shutting me down, except for one time when I did a raffle and it said raffle. So that was my own fault. You're the GOAT, whoever you are, Facebook user. Book openings, unfortunately not. I'm a solid 2 years out if you include shows. I'm still backed up from the orders I took back in 2019. I'm not going to get into book order stuff right now. Yeah, so that came about. I had a lot of people ask me on the Jaeger why their knife felt gritty. And so a quick explanation, this satin is a very aggressive satin. You have a ceramic detent in here that holds the blade shut. That's what that snap is, the ball falling down to that hole. That ceramic ball on these productions versus my customs has not been flattened at all. So it's really, really hard. It's harder than the hardened steel. So that ceramic ball digs into the blade. You take it apart, you can see the track it makes. What happens is you can kind of hear it on this. This one's been taken apart, put back together. I haven't lubed it up or anything. What that is that ceramic ball digging into the blade. Take a little drop of lube, you put it on there, and it's fine. And I had to explain that to a bunch of people. Not a big deal. I don't mind it, but it would be nice to send a link to a video with a video explanation of what's happening and how to fix it, because you don't even have to take the knife apart to fix it. And everybody is like telling me they disassembled the whole knife and so on. And just for that one little, not even issue, just that one situation, you don't even need to disassemble it. So that's why I want to do the YouTube page. It's for stuff like that. I've thought about that. That would be awesome, whoever Facebook user you are. That would be cool. What, wrong one? Yes, Blade Show ones. I'm gonna get through these. Blah blah blah. How do we order a custom? Unfortunately, like I mentioned, right now you don't. I'm backed up. I don't want to open more book orders right now. It's the ones I've got. It already stresses me out because I told people 6 to like 14 months or something like that, and this December will be 2 years, and I still won't be done on the orders that I took. I just got overzealous and took too many. I mean, it happens, and unfortunately, it happened to me too. Packaging is going to be like the Jaegers. I like clean packaging. I don't really care for all the fancy boxes and foam and wasting money on all that. You know, most people don't even keep the boxes. I've had to send out so many COA cards, it's not even funny. People don't keep track of it. I don't feel like wasting money on it. I don't have one here, the actual one, but it'll be a zipper case with my logo on it again, just like with the Jaegers. They'll all come with the business card, the COA card with the picture of the knife on it, as well as a sticker matching the knife that you ordered. So the drawings that I posted to kind of tease these before the prototype showed up, that's exactly what the stickers will look like, just like I do with the Jaegers. I thought I had one out here. So here we go. I did have one. So that's a Jaeger sticker of the Flipper full titanium. So if you had pre-ordered or bought one of these, you got a sticker. So if you bought one secondhand and get a sticker, please, everybody, don't start messaging me for stickers. I don't have many left at all. Let's see. What mill bits do you use? That's a question. Just DM me. I mean, that's an open-ended question. I use a lot of different ones. Let's see. Yes, the Jaeger M's will be making a comeback. So I wanted more than just the Jaeger as a production knife. I wanted multiple models, at least two, which would be cool. So I did these. Prototypes took way longer than they were supposed to. These prototypes were supposed to be here like early March, maybe even into January. They've been paid for a long time, and they took way longer to show up. I'm glad they're as good as they are. It was worth the wait. But the plan was these were already going to be in the production, hopefully delivering right after Blade Show, and then there was going to be Jaegers. So everything's just kind of gotten pushed. After these, I am going to start working on the next run of Jaegers. I got to figure out exactly what I want to do. But for those that have probably missed some of the live streams and info, Knife Joy is getting some micarta exclusives, as well as EDC Foundry. EDC Foundry has released what theirs will look like. Knife Joy has not. Those are slated to be delivered, completed end of June, early July. So keep an eye on EDC Foundry and Knife Joy. If they let me post when they're here, I will. If not, just keep an eye on their pages, because they're really cool exclusives. Like I said, EDC Foundry has released what theirs look like, and the Knife Joy hasn't yet. So keep an eye out for that too. Is the we I'm guessing I'm supposed to say Thai version. I don't know. Jaeger arms. How do I get a custom Raptor? Well, there's only one of those out there. It's actually the prototype I made in 19, and I doubt you'll pry it from the guy who owns it. And basically, I told him if he ever sells it, it comes back to me. So lube, I use KPL on my knives, at least. Pre-order, I do not like how these comments, they keep jumping. Sorry, I just got here. When's the pre-order? Thursday evening, probably starting 6 p.m., 7 p.m. That's usually when I've done them in the past, as at that time. That's the plan right now. Thursday, 6, 7, 8 p.m. I will post it probably tomorrow once I've 100% decided on the time. Which hardware colors with the satin blade with the holes? Which hardware colors will the satin blade with holes have? Bronze. So identical to this, but with a satin blade. Bronze, I mean, everything will be down to the exact same details of this, just with a satin blade. How's the action using it left-handed? If you're me, it's terrible because I can't even, I almost slice my thumb off every time I try to open a knife left-handed. I can't do it. Every time my thumb slips off and then the blade halfway opens and I almost catch my thumb on the edge. So, the Jaeger was not left-handed friendly, apparently, because of the hole placement. The Raptors, I'm sorry, I don't have a good answer for that question. A large Jaeger would be cool. The large Jaeger is the custom one, so I don't know if I'll be doing more production sizes on the Jaegers. I've thought about doing a mini. I really like the size, but it's only like an inch difference. Those are 7.5. It's, well, an inch and a half. It'd be noticeable, but I don't know. So here's one. So that's a custom. That's a full size. This is actually Jaeger number 50. And it doesn't want to focus again. Sorry for the horrible video quality here. It wants to focus on everything but what's right in front of it. But this is Jaeger number 50. Custom Jaeger number 50. There we go. Mike Norris. Hybrid blade. 3 types of vintage micarta. World War II vintage rag. Westinghouse linen. And double red line Ivorite. Gosh, I hate that this thing won't focus. Pisses me off. Has to be right up on it. There we go. And then subtle thin red liners under all of that. And then the matching back spacer to the blade. And Zerk clip. Zerk collars. Blackened pivots. Zerk studs with the dimple to match the pivots. So like I said, this is actually one aspect between the pivots and the thumb studs that I've moved over to the production on the Raptors. I just like it a lot. But so yeah, full size. That's one thing, like I said, I doubt I'll ever offer a full size production. Let's see. So yeah, I mean, I guess it just depends on how some people hold the knife. Front flippers for me, I've been asked to make them. I've never made one. I can't hardly use them. I can kind of flip a liner lock. The few front flipper frame locks I've tried, can't even open them. It's just the way I hold it. I'm always on the lock bar and I can't get it. You know, it's just my unambidextrous right hand, I guess. You know, I can do thumb studs, spidey holes, you know, flick them any which way, but a front flipper, nope, doesn't work. I'll show this out. Here's a mini, since we got talking about the Jaegers. This is going to be dirty and greasy, but that's one of the ones of the twins I posted last week. I called them the Twinkies. So another Mike Norris blade, full Zerkutai show scale, and Zerk collar, and then circuit tie collar, circuit tie clip. That won't focus now. I get some up close and personal videos of this thing. I got to hold it up so close to get it to focus. That's another blade showpiece there. And then one last thing while I'm at it, I'll go ahead and show everybody the Taka twin to that one. Same exact build specs. Just in a Taka. I'm glad I finally got to use all this Mike Norris Damascus I've had sitting. I bought it all for Blade Show, and it's been sitting for a couple months waiting on Blade Show, and I'm really glad I finally got to use it all. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. It's taken a long time, obviously. It was a big jump for me to do this, especially with 3 young kids. Miles will be 8 this year, and then I've got 2 more behind her. So, yeah, it's no less words. It's been a dream come true for me. I never would have guessed that I've have this many people looking for my knives. It blows me away every day. The amount of messages do get overwhelming some days, but it's all positive. It's all people asking for my stuff. It's people asking, how do I get a Jaeger? How do I get a custom? When are the Raptors coming out? I don't know why I've been so lucky to avoid all the hate and negativity through my group and my Instagram. And it's all so positive, and it keeps me positive. It keeps me going. So, just thank you to everybody. I couldn't do this without all of you. Obviously, it's crazy. I still don't believe it. I'm doing what I want to do, and I never thought I'd have a job like this to where I'm basically doing what I want and love it. It took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, and I'm glad it did, because I'm doing what I love to do. Yeah, the problem there is I still have to pay bills. Like I said, 3 kids, 2 are still in daycare, so add up that monthly payment. Anybody else got anything for me? Getting close to an hour on here. So I think that's about all I got. I'll post up, like I said, exact dates and times. That sounded like a Craig comment. Craig wishes he was as cool as I am. You need to shave the goatee. It makes you look 45. I mean, I'm not that far away from there, but okay. Shirts. Oh yeah, update on the shirts. They sent me the info today, so they're supposed to be finished on the 7th, which is end of the week. So, well, yeah, end of this week. That's Friday. So I should have the shirts next week, unless something happens with the well, I look like a baby if I shave it, so you could look 32 if you shaved it. Well, I'm 35, so I'm not doing too bad. I'm glad somebody came in, and look, it's, of course, the crap comment starts coming from YouTube. Surprise. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Well, I didn't mean to click on that, but thanks, Elegant Worldwide channel. I'm glad you approve of my face, sort of. Thanks. I don't know who. I need to get rid of my goatee, says Elegant Worldwide channel. I wonder if that's like a wannabe world star hip hop channel. It just wants to join in people's videos and comment. So unfortunately, I just blocked them because I got tired of that. Elegant Worldwide. See you later. Thanks for all the info, Brian. Can't wait till Thursday. Thank you. That's it. I'm going to end on that note. Thanks, Elegant Worldwide, for turning this into a poop show at the end. But as always, thank you, everybody. I'd say next week to be safe. I'm guessing that's Ross, who's been helping me with the shirts. Yeah, probably if it's next week, you know, I said 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. So we should be cool. Anywho, thanks for the stream. Thanks, everybody. That's it. If you got questions, if anybody missed something, like I said, just DM me or you can go back and watch this. I should be able to save this. I'll post it to YouTube. So maybe Elegant Worldwide channel can comment there as well on my beautiful face and aging goatee. So thanks, everybody. Have a great night.